Alrighty, okay, judging this one. So what do we got? Round 3 of the Crew War. Fucking internet rap crews. The cosplay of battle rap. Okay. JD Lyrikill Purmafrost ripping Horseman of the Apocalypse, and Denzel ripping Untouchables. Okie dokie do. I've dissed half your fucking crew already this season, but that's alright, let's just keep it a buck. Okay, Denzel, first up. This is a first read through, by the way. At least this time I actually adjusted the gain on my mic instead of the headphone output volume knob, like a fucking retard, like I did last 2 times. So we're off to a good start. We will be interrupted by a 4-year-old at some point, but that's okay. We'll get through it together, people. We'll cope. Right, Jordan's playing a hero, but he ain't got no spectacular big landing. Come for your team. Touching these pussy more than Zuma to his cats when him kicks landed. Kicks landed, Chris Hansen, you're clashing, Nick Cannon. Okay. Playing hero, he ain't got no spectacular big landing. Okay, the superhero pose when you land. Come for your team, touching these pussies more than Zuma to his cats when his kicks landed. Fucking Zuma, are you talking about that fucking exercise shit? Suburban housewives pretending they're kickboxing. Now watch a predator chasing this little pussy without a hassle with Chris Hansen. Oh, dude, that's a massive fucking pause moment. But okay, cool. Watch a predator chasing a little pussy without getting hassled by Chris Hansen. That's fucking... I don't know if that's cool or cringe, but it's certainly noteworthy. Jordan gets taken out on the court, head and shoulders screaming like you're crashing with Phil Jackson. When I come in sending shots, you'll see 10 popping out a bitch without the swagger of Nick Cannon. Okay, that's alright. Phil Jackson, aka Head and Shoulders. Alright, I'll take your fucking word for it. Man, fucking American sports references. I get so sick of it. I'm not Googling shit today, I swear to God. A rolling thunder got the caliber of a lightning god. That lightning god doesn't have a caliber. That's not how fucking calibers work. Anyway, don't get all fucking gun nerd on the poor bastard. Here to cross out lyric again, like I'm hitting writer's block. Oh yeah, cool. Here to cross out lyrics, like I'm hitting writer's block. Leader of the new school, did the shepherd and raise his entire flock, meaning your whole herd in the box with the wrong claims, like Amber when she was in a dire spot. Take him for a bumpy ride, don't care if he dies or not. It's Dreamworld Thrills, how you about to see a giant drop. Okay, that's cool. Dreamworld Thrills, giant drop, bumpy ride. Meaning your whole herd in the box for the wrong claims, like Amber. That's cool. That works. Your whole herd in the box for the wrong claims, like Amber. Everything works up to there, but then you've got to go off into when she was in a dire spot, and dire spot is just such an obvious forced multi. The wordplay has already been and gone. That's like a block back down the road, and we're slowly meandering towards our multi, and it is just this forced shit that's there just to fit. I realise it's not the final line of the bar, it's not your closer, but just be aware of that. Try and make your punchline reveal also be the multi. Just lands a lot harder. You're losing here, so wake up and smell the coffee, like what's next to your bed is espresso. Because you would always be at the bottom. I don't mind stepping the threshold. My written top in your scripts. You ain't edging my head note. A dead man walking behind these bars, dishevelled in death row, and your system gets reprogrammed with a cobalt. You think my weapon is pen codes. There's something sharp. Go through his block like a chef with the whetstone. There's something sharp. Go through his block like a chef with a whetstone. Yep. That works. That's cool. I spent 10 years as a butcher, so I'm used to using one freehand, but you're talking about like an automated knife sharpening system where you just drag the knife through. Cool, I got you. That works. There's a little bit of filler there where you're just kind of flexing, talking about yourself rather than attacking the opponent. But that's okay. Sometimes you just got to flex. Not every bar can be about the opponent sometimes, and there's nothing terrible there. Always shooting blanks. The gap will endanger him. Lean back, shoot the fade away, this nigga. I'm with Chamberlain. I doctor this operation. Experiment with 11 like it's Stranger Things. I need my wife here to explain Stranger Things references because I haven't watched that shit at all. As the Ratchet dumps Jordan, Louis Harvey's relationship, you get smoke checked as every cloud of judgment vanishes by. You ain't number one, because when I'm palming the 9, you'll see the tray pounding this pussy. Crazy mad with the crime, a dog gets killed off to give Vin the top spot like Brian from Family Guy. And dog gets killed off to give Vin the top spot like Brian from Family Guy. Okay, cool. Trey Songz pounding this pussy. A woman sued Trey Songz for allegedly raping her. Okay. Shooting fadeaway. Vinny, the dog adopted after Brian died. Yeah, I remember that episode. Vincentio. Dog gets killed off to give Vin the top spot. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm with you. Alright, JD Lyrikill Purmafrost. Let's get straight into it. I agree, let's do that. After a sip of this delicious, delicious coffee, and you can all fucking listen to me swallow because fuck you. That's good. I even like hold my fucking coffee cup in both hands and go, that's good. Like, how fucking white people is that? Anyway, deal with it. You threw caution to the wind the second you entered this war at one blow. Threw caution to the wind the second you entered this war at one blow. That's pretty shitty grammar, not gonna lie. That confuses me, that hurts my fucking head. I need more coffee before I deal with that shit. Don't do that to me in your opener. Now I bet you take a rain check. Here's the full pay in more than thorough. I'm assuming that's a typo and it's supposed to be I'm more than thorough. After you, I'll rip through your whole clique. You'll see the horror unfold. Your watch as I taken by storm on the go. You'd think I was Aurora Monroe. Who the fuck is Aurora Monroe? I said I wasn't going to Google shit, but here I am Googling shit. Aurora Monroe. There it is. It's going to be a basketball. No. Oh, right. It's Storm's real name. Okay, cool. Let's reread that then. Okay, threw caution to the wind at one blow. Rip through your whole clique. Horror unfold. Taken by storm on the go. You think I was Aurora Monroe. Okay, cool. Once you understand who the fuck Aurora Monroe is, that's quite a cool scheme. Storm, Aurora from Marvel's X-Men, says it right there. Okay, cool, never mind. But fuck all that. I've come to have fathered you some more. Just no Zach, because that's too humble, but Will Mac, cocky to the core. My pride does lie in den, so the son of a gun is a mock of who's before. My pride does lie in den, so the son of a gun is a mock of who's before. Come on, man, that's just shitty forced grammar. You're really fucking mangling grammar to try and force wordplays here. Don't do that shit. It needs to be cleaner than that. That's why this big cat has an ego watching dude explore. Big cat ego watching dude explore. So I'm here to be sunning this kid. Since he's not the truest form, the man's quill, only half a god, he do set forth. Half a god, he do set forth. Man, fuck off with your mangled grammar. You can't just fucking shift words around and make up gibberish sentences and fucking tell me it's dope. I'm not going to let that shit slide. I brought the lead, this Magneto, drawn from newest source. Okay, this Magneto. That's cool. I brought the lead, this Magneto. Drawn from newest source. Drawn from newest source, again, is just shitty, mangled grammar. Don't do that shit. You with Iron Man. I'll have still popped and soon deformed. You think out of sight, out of mind, you'll wander through the storm. Untouchables are full of whites and apparitions. Some ghosts near the show, trying to hide the lack of vision. But there's a shortage of phantom flow, so you all ain't have a hell of a queue. But your spirit's alive, yet have death in your gang. That's a skeleton crew. Okay, that's that closer. That closer kind of saves it. Hang on, I'm just going to pause this shit for a moment. Okay, after a quick reread of that a couple of times. Okay, so fuck all that. I come to have you fathered some more. I just know Zach because it's too humble, but Will Mac cocky to the core. Are you referring to a Mac 10? Are you talking about fucking macking on somebody's chick? You're not making that clear enough. You can't just put quotation marks around something and expect everybody to get what you mean. You need a little bit more of a setup than that. My pride does lie in den, so the son of a gun is a mock of who's before. Yeah, pride, den, son of a gun, mock of who's before. Again, just forced grammar detracts from everything. That's why this big cat has an ego, watching dude explore. So I'm here to be sunning this kid since he's not the truest form. The man's quill, only half a god, he do set forth. Okay, so I see what you're trying to do there with the ego, celestial, Peter Quill thing. But it's just shitty forced grammar and everything falls a bit flat. I brought the lead, this Magneto, drawn from newest source. Again, forced grammar, detracts from everything. You're with Iron Man, I'll have still, popped and soon deformed. Trying to play still as a wordplay for steel, it's just fucking basic and remedial, and it doesn't even work that well. I realize it kind of works in an African accent, but this is text. Don't rely on the swing and swag of your local accent to get rhymes across. By all means do that in an audio battle, but this is fucking text, man. Write shit like it's text. They gotta be real, clear, obvious rhymes and wordplays. Popped and soon deformed. Magneto, iron deformed. Okay, I get it. You think out of sight, out of mind. You'll wander through the storm. Untouchables are full of whites and apparitions. For a second I was like, what the fuck are you talking about there? Okay, whites is a wordplay for whites, as in Caucasians. I swear to God, I'm going to start dropping fucking porch monkey bars in my own battles. You'll just fucking... It's just cringe. It's just fucking cringe whenever you start saying, you're a fucking Caucasian. That's a diss. It's not. Just fucking get over it. Untouchables are full of whites and apparitions. Some ghosts that never show. Try to hide the lack of vision. Okay. Wander vision. There's a shortage of phantom flows, so you all don't have a hell of a queue. But your spirit's alive, you have death in your gang. Now that's a skeleton crew. Okay, so the close is quite nice. Spirit's alive, death in your gang, skeleton crew. I'm not sure what the fuck you're even talking about, Fant. I'm not sure what the past history or drama is there. Was Fant once in Untouchables? Did you want him in Untouchables? I don't fucking know. Alright, more lined in ego, Peter Quill, Celestial Father, Magneto, Iron Man, Steel, Wanda, Whites, Phantom Flows. Okay, so there's quite a lot of wordplays packed in there, but a lot of it just relies on some really shitty forced grammar. So you get major deductions for that. I mean, you get points for trying to put so many wordplays in there, but you can't just fucking put the English language in a goddamn blender and serve me some alphabet soup and go, ta-da, I'm a genius. It doesn't fucking work like that, man. Done with Marvel in my script. That's the only way you come ending this. Don't bring your 2 cents when I know your crew has obtained penniless. Cool. So with no sensible opinions, how the fuck's your clique supposed to help the next generation? Only thing the Untouchables have is bullying and popularity, sex education. bullying and popularity. Sex ed. Okay. Weird. Marvel on my script, painting this, commending this. Ending this, commending this. Yeah, but see, that's a fucking wordplay that doesn't work. Done with Marvel on my script, that's the only way you're commending this. Why would they be commending your verse? They're your opponents. They're the opposition crew. Why would they be commending your verse? I get that it is a wordplay. Yes, those are definitely words that can be read two ways. But I don't get why they would be commending your verse. It's a wordplay that just doesn't make sense when you read it the other way. Right, the Untouchables were a group of popular students who bully other kids in sex education. Alright, cool. That's kind of a niche reference though. Which is okay. You can have a few of them. Raina did like fucking a million of them yesterday. I wouldn't use that as a closer though. I wouldn't rely on a niche reference as a closer because a lot of people just aren't going to get it. Like me, sex education, never heard of it, never seen it, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Especially for openers and closers, try and use something that is more universally understood, that you don't have to expo, people don't have to Google. Because the moment people have to read exposition or go off and Google shit, it's just like you've lost all of your impact. Try and think of this shit more as like a live battle, where you've got one chance to get the point across to the audience. Don't just rely on the fact, it's text, people will fucking Google it. That's you expecting me to do your job for you. I'm not doing your fucking work for you. I don't want to waste half an hour of my life on Google to understand what the fuck your verse is about. You need to explain it to me. If you want me to get it and go, oosh, that's nice, you've got to make it clear to me. Alright. Okay, I'm going to pause again, have a quick recap of both verses, and then we'll start breaking down some categories. Okay, alright, just had a quick reread of verses. Alright, openers. Okay, so we got Denzel. Jordan's playing hero, ain't got no spectacular big landing. Come for your team, touching these pussies more than Zuma to his cats when the kicks landed. That's something I just had to go and Google. Who the fuck is Zuma? What's it got to do with pussies and cats and kicks? Yeah, okay, I get it now. Again, that's a little bit of a niche reference. Not everyone's going to know what the fuck you're talking about, but once you do, yeah, that's a pretty cool opener. Watch a predator chasing this little pussy without a hassle with Chris Hansen. That's funny as fuck, and it all ties in. Jordan gets taken out on the court, head and shoulders, screaming like you're clashing with Phil Jackson. I also had to Google who the fuck Phil Jackson is. Once you get it, you get it, and it's cool. When I come in sending shots, you'll see 10 popping out a bitch without the swagger and Nick Cannon. Okay, cool. I personally think the fucking Chris Hansen shit might have been what you should have finished that bar on. That's just so fucking out there. It just stands out to me as the strongest thing it should have finished on instead of burying it in the middle. I would have maybe reversed the order of these. It also took me a second to realise that I was like, why the fuck are you talking about Jordan? And I'm like, right, Lyrikill Purmafrost is Jordan Denault. Okay, I didn't realise you'd taken a stage name. Thought you were two different people. Fuck me. Alright, so that's his opener. That's Denzel's opener. Here's Jordan's. Caution to the wind. At one blow. Rain check. Rip through your whole click. Taken by storm on the go. Aurora Monroe. Opener, I'm going to have to give that to Denzel. They've both done openers where the schemes are quite consistent. The schemes are quite consistent. I just think Denzel's hits harder and is more notable, especially with that Chris Hansen shit. Alright, closes. Shooting blanks, get in danger room, shooting fire, Chamberlain. Experiment with 11 like Stranger Things. Ratchet dumps Jordan, Laurie Harvey's relationship. That's quite self-explanatory. Smoke checked, Cloud of Judgment, number 1, Palm in the 9, Trey Pound's pussy, Crazy Mad with the Crime, and Brian from Family Guy. Okay. Versus, done with Marvel on my script, ending this, penniless, Sex Education. Okay. They both rely on some niche references that not everyone's going to get. I think those are the closers are closer to a tie, and Denzel gets the opener. So opener closer category is going to Denzel. All right. What's our next cater? Rhymes and multis. Okay. Writer's Block, Dire Spot, Entire Flock, Giant Drop, Death Row, Whetstone, Threshold, Espresso. Yeah, there's a few dodgy ones in here. Espresso, Threshold, Death Row, Whetstone. Experiment with Relationship. With the Crime, Vanishes By. Brian from Family Guy. It's okay. Yeah, I think for overall quality of consistency of rhyming and multis, I think Jordan. I think Permafrost edges that. So that's 1 to Denzel, 1 to Jordan. Next cater, wordplay. Okay. This is one of these ones where you've both got some forced shit. But Permafrost he's tried to get more wordplays in there, but he's mangled the shit out of grammar to do it. Denzel's got less wordplays, but the ones he does have are cleaner. That's very close to a tie. I might have to revisit that. That might come down to a tiebreaker. Punches. I'm going to pause for a reread. Yeah, okay, after a reread, Denzel gets punchlines. He's just got more punchlines that are humorous and directed at the opponent. Permafrost has got a couple of notables in there, like Spirits Alive, Death in Your Gang. It's a skeleton crew. That's fucking hella nice. But then you've got some other stuff that just falls a bit flat. So that goes to Denzel. Okay, similes and metaphors. No. I'm not even sure why similes and metaphors is a separate category, because in many stones in many cases it's the same as wordplays. Okay, so after a quick reread there, they're both fairly close. A lot of the similes and metaphors that both have used have already been covered as wordplays and punches. So that's fairly close. Probably edged by Denzel. Vocab. I think they're fairly evenly matched here. No, they're not, because part of your vocabulary is your ability to use it with grammatical correctness, and Denzel clearly takes that. Personals. Purmafrost takes personals. He's actually doing a lot more going in on the other crew. Although having said that, a lot of his personals are about Denzel's crewmates and not actually directly at him personally, but he's still taking more of a personal approach. Enjoyment, which is really the summary decider. Denzel takes that by quite a margin. Purmafrost has some cool shit. I really like that skeleton crew. I really like that skeleton crew. That's his big standout. But severely detracting from my enjoyment is all this mangled grammar. Denzel's got this hilarious Zoomer kicking a pussy, Chris Hansen shit. I mean, that shit's just fucking hilarious. And if you're laughing, you are definitely enjoying yourself, right? Then he's got the second bar that's not terribly enjoyable. It's not great. That's not great. Go through his block like a chef with a whetstone. I fuck with that. I liked that. And Dog gets killed off to give Vin the top spot like Brian from Family Guy. That raised a chuckle. So that left me on a high. Whereas this bullying and popularity, sex education, that was where it kind of fell off at the end. Okay, so having gone through everything with a fine-tooth comb, my vote goes to Denzel. He's just come with cleaner grammar that makes for much smoother reading. He's come with less shit that I have to go and Google to understand. He's come with more shit that is more universally understood. The stuff that he does reference, a lot of it is much better known, so there's much less chance of the audience having to scratch their heads and go fucking look at Wikipedia. He's got some really humorous shit in there. He's got some nice punches. And for Purmafrost, yeah, a lot of it just falls off in the execution and the grammar. He's got some cool concepts, he's got some cool ideas, but his execution of them is just off, and he's mangling grammar to make things fit. He's trying to force round pegs through square holes. Trying to get that punchline, trying to get that wordplay, and just shifting shit around to fit, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You've got to get it right. You've got to get it clean. So, after careful consideration, my vote goes to Denzel.